Today I'm just out pedaling with the truck. I do have an update for me being in the mini truck with a full-size truck community. I did get to peel my petitioning logo off today, so now I'm officially part of Vertically Challenged. It's a great group of guys so far, all very helpful. And yeah, basically I just filled out my petitioning requirements of, had to petition for so long, whatever. So there's that. So truck's not done and up to where I want, but things were, scooted along, and there we are. Still under construction, so you can clearly see it's not a finished product, and I am the president of the Eastern Kentucky chapter. Anyways, back to my video. I've got the hood popped because I unhooked the battery because I'm going to be welding onto the truck here in a minute. Today I'm going to start in my toolbox I've been wanting to do for a while, and since I'm poor, it turns out angle iron is hard to get if you're going to get anything of considerable thickness. This is about 1/8 inch, something like that. Maybe it might be, I don't know. It was, to be honest, what this was an old set of bed rails that I got free. Started to do one thing here, but what we're going to do today is cut this section out and weld it over there so that it'll have a place for the lid to come down on. But what I wanted to share with you guys was, in the case you have straight edges but you need to cut along a weird angled setup like this where it's not just straight up, or even on angle iron, it works too. Post-it notes like you get in businesses, little novelty things like this where it's just got glue on one side. What I do is I line it up as straight as I can this way, and then draw my line across, as you can see here, and it makes a perfectly straight edge. No straight edge needed, or no speed square or anything like that, because in this case it wouldn't really do me any good because the speed square would still be up here, but it wouldn't fill in these little gaps. But with this, I can do this right here, and you can see I've got a straight line all the way around to make my cuts with. Just a handy little tidbit I've learned. And the same thing also applies if you're cutting pipe. If you've got, say, your pipe, take you a piece of paper, roll it around until the edges are squared, like so, and then you can draw your line, and you've got a perfectly square edge to cut by. Just one of those little tips that I've learned over the years dealing with stuff, because sometimes things aren't perfectly square, to use the cookie cutter fabrication techniques or whatever. Alrighty, again, going with the toolbox today. This is going to be like the lip and edge. I didn't want to just do a hard edge because those are just cliche. Plus I wanted to use this weird as all get out metal here. I cleaned my truck out from work. This is my stuff for work, so never mind all that crap. But yeah, it's 40 inches from the edge of this where I cut to the front of the bed up there where it's welded in. And at the moment I've just got it tack welded so that if I have to make any alterations I can just easily nip it out and call it a day. But now I've got to come back here and make a support that comes up and back over. Not a big issue. This is where the actual angle iron I've got right over there will come in. But what I'm going to have to do is measure from the bottom of here, right here where my finger's touching. Got to measure from there to the floor of the bed, and measure from here to the floor of the bed, make sure it's square from front to back. And then I have to measure from here to right here. Don't measure onto the stake pocket, but right here where this is a uniform thing all the way down. Measure here to here and make sure it's square from there to here, and that way that I know everything's square. And basically what's going to happen at this point, once I get this in, is I'm just going to take some sheet metal and run along the side of it there, and some right through here. It'll take some creative cutting, but I'll get some in here and cut all this out once I get some more stuff to work with my wheel arches. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing today. Just kind of framing up my little toolbox that I've been wanting to work on. And somewhere around here, I've got a piece that will make the lid. I ain't sure how I want to do the lid just yet, but I just knew I wanted it up in this corner. And if I'd scooted it over, I could have did it a little easier, but I kind of almost wanted to just make a rack to hold my coolers up against the side of the truck. I might actually do that back there somewhere. But yeah, that's all I'm doing at the moment, is just I'm going to put a few more tack welds here. Those aren't pretty, but hey, they're holding it. And then I'll finish this up here, and you guys, of course, will come right along with me. All right, little more done, little more. Not going to be perfect because I've got to do some trim work and stuff. I ain't going to touch this because it's just been welded. Just tack welds. I mean, just thin stuff, so no need to try to run beads and stuff right now. Yeah, that basically just supports this over here. Now I know that from here to here is the same as from there to there. Now I've got to measure here to here and make sure it mates up. Should be close to right there, from there to there. And then I can take and put another piece of angle iron, and I want to cover. What I'm going to do is cut it down so it all fits in this corner here. So whenever I start welding this up, it'll just round it off or however, and then it'll be solid from there to there. That's pretty much it as far as what I've gotten done so far. Yeah, I know the bed's dirty, by the way, before anybody says it. I work on a strip job for a coal mine, and stuff gets very dirty up there. And you can see I washed the back the other night, but this up here where I had stuff up here or whatever, it was rotting away. It was kind of cold, so I said forget about it. I'll get it later. Basically, before I put my sheet metal in, I want to take this and scuff it all the way up, everything in here, and give it one good thing of an undercoating. Yeah, it'll be undercoated. That way it'll be nice, scuffed up and clean metal. It'll be undercoated all the way inside, up and under there, and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. Alright, as I've said in previous videos, I am not a welder. I'm clearly a grinder. Flux core is also a very nice thing to weld with, but it's all tacked together at the very least. I still got some work to do, get the sheet metal in, clean everything, so on. So cleaning it'll be the next priority, but everything is in and it seems to be solid, minus this, but there we go. Just like I said, this is just a project I wanted to start today, if nothing else. I got everything tacked in. Yeah, that was a bad start right there, but I had to break it off and reposition it anyway, so not a big deal. This will all be cleaned, painted, whatever. This here, I'm just going to cut me some little pieces and just tack them in there so it makes it all smooth and nice and neat. But yeah, I mean, nothing fancy, but it's going to serve my purposes. It's actually going to have a bed tarp on the truck soon anyway, so this probably won't even be seen 90% of the time. But I just wanted a dedicated place that I could either put tools, or I even thought about just making this a cooler. That way it's easy to, you know, grab drinks or whatever. But just a project I had for the day. I know this is skipping around a tad. Something else I started today besides the whole toolbox cooler thing over there in the corner was I started putting a brace in here for my wheel arches. If you noticed a little bit earlier in the video, I moved up there. My wheel arch jaggled around a little bit, so yeah, wheels aren't pretty, but these are going to be ground down smooth anyway. And then sheet metal here, a new piece of bed floor here, so it all looks factory. And then probably end up just doing a piece of sheet metal straight across, and then just bringing it straight down here. That way it's just single notch cover. Now what I might do is fix it so I can remove the top easily, maybe some sheet metal screws or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. Just getting this bracing set up so my wheel arches don't eventually break off, because I did have one tack weld over there to break off before. So, but yeah, it's coming along.